Так, вот друзья наши нам сказали, что они бывали здесь, катались уже. Это где мы отдыхаем в этом парке. И здесь прямо рядышком есть вот туры такие по этому озеру на понтунчиках. Вот такая местность здесь. Прямо рядышком здесь вот это причал такой. И мы решили, сейчас пойдем взять билетики. И решили прокатиться. Прокатиться на понтунчике. Говорят, очень красиво. С полчасика они катают. Вон там и тот дом наверху. Говорят, с полчасика катают на понтуне. Понтунчик только что ушел вроде бы. Но мы сейчас билетики возьмем. Говорят, каждый час они ходят по озеру. Туда-обратно, туда-обратно. Вот такой вот тут домик. Кассы здесь похожи. Вон понтунов там сколько много. Много-много. Сейчас вот здесь засниму. И пойдем возьмем билетики. Так. Вот, пожалуйста, здесь написано Пантун Боут. Туры. И рентуют они тоже с 9 до 5 каждый день. Daily. Даже здесь продают вон live bait sold here. Продают наживку на рыбалку, в общем. Живая наживка. Так, вот здесь вон сколько их. Красотища. Ай да красота. Ай да красота вокруг, посмотрите. Какая красота. А вон там вдалеке еще какое-то здание такое большое. Так, ну ладненько. Пойдем возьмем билетики. И потом заснимем немного, когда будем по водичке идти. Так, ну что, мы отчалили. Вот так вот, в общем, выглядят. Спереди сидят, сзади сидят люди. И капитан там рассказывает, в общем. Ну, переводить я не буду. Можно, но чересчур много буду разговаривать, все перебивать друг друга будем только. Я лучше красоту поснимаю. Он рассказывает, сколько глубина, в общем, где находимся и все остальное. Да. Откуда это озеро взялось? Как оно появилось?
And grew up there until he went to college in St. Louis, Missouri, and eventually became a physician by 1897. Well, then ended up moving here in 1899.
Вот он сам капитан.
The doctor ended up contracting tuberculosis. There was no cure for it at the time, so the only prescription really that they had in mind was to live in an outdoor area that has milder climates and good clean air, and become real active with your exercise outside. So he ended up becoming a very avid outdoorsman here, very big into hiking and backpacking and horseback riding.
Ну, сейчас будем проезжать, наверное, где этот дом, или его, может, его не видно будет, который большой, я заснимал на горе. Красотища, да?
Mr. Freeman said, yeah, you know what, I'll help you with that. For 25 cents, I'm going to put you on the back of a donkey and we'll take our way up to the top of Chimney Rock. Well, when he got there, the view was stunning, and he immediately had this vision of being able to create a year-round lakeside resort. Well, I ended up buying Chimney Rock from Mr. Freeman, the Chimney Rock and surrounding 64 acres for $5,000.
Ого.
Guess what?
За $5000 всего они купили этот Chimney Rock.
$117,000. All in, the family ended up buying about 1,000 acres and created that Chimney Rock Park. And over the generations, they just kept adding to it and making the trail system up there. The third generation family of Morse was named Todd Morse. He still lives here on the lake. Ended up selling it after managing it for so many years. Ended up selling it to the state of North Carolina for $24 million in 2007. Pretty good return on investment. All right, back to 1902. So now that he had this vision of creating this lake, we got to get to work. So he formed the Chimney Rock Mountains Company with his two.
Так, может быть, ветер будет шумно, потому что он скорость, капитан добавил скорость. Ух. С дороги ушел, наверное, потому что там вон понтуны еще идут. Ему надо было уйти с дороги. Так, вон, смотрите.
All right. On the far shore of the cove, this is the Firefly Cove opening. You're going to see a taupe-colored house with a stone chimney on the left. To the left of that on the ground, you're going to notice a wooden handrail alongside a stone staircase.
Дом, наверное, ставить будут.
This is exactly where, at the beginning of the film, you'd watch Baby carrying a
И вот эти дома,
watermelon
он
up with one of the
говорит,
staffers,
вот эти
as
многие
well as
дома.
practicing back and forth the dance moves. Remember that when she'd go bebopping back and forth, sometimes happy with herself, sometimes not so much.
Говорит, в фильмах появлялись, снимали в
A
фильмах
big
дома эти.
part of the film rotates around this talent show and how they would practice and how Baby and Johnny would try to do the lift, but Baby was scared of falling. So they went down to the lake at their resort. That actually occurred right back here in this left part of this cove. The cameras were on the
Красотища.
shore facing our direction, and those kids were in the lake practicing. Now, the directors never felt like they got any good footage of this. They made them shoot it so many times to try to improve it, but they were never happy. So they ended up having those kids practice that in there for 8 hours. Now here's something that you don't know.
Красотища.
The filming, while set to be a summer camp in upstate New York, the Catskills, the shooting here occurred in November. Water temperature was 45 degrees. The air temperature was 40. Now, if you recall in this movie, you never saw a close-up of Baby and Johnny when they were in the lake. It's because their lips had started to turn blue. They were covered in goosebumps and visibly shaking. Now, another little problem when you try to shoot a film here about summer, but it's November, what do the trees look like? Red, yellow, orange. Grass is brown because it's gone dormant. So every morning, they'd send crews out with sprayers full of green dye to paint the trees and the grass in the day's shoot. Now, I haven't been able to find it yet, but I have been told there is a scene somewhere in that film where you can still see some of the fall-colored leaves. But I don't like that movie well enough to watch it that many times. All right, my friends, we're going to speed up here through the center channel. I'm going to invite you to take a look at these beautiful lakeside homes. And there's so much cool
Прекрасные дома,
architecture.
говорит,
Some
будем
look
сейчас
huge
проходить.
and
Вон,
you may
смотрите.
think is a lodge or otherwise a condominium, but these are all single-family dwellings. When you do that, pick out your favorite one, and then just close your eyes for a few seconds and see yourself there this evening with your favorite bottle of wine or perhaps a charcuterie board. Because of that, look, if that's where you live, that's how you roll.
Красотища. Домики там. Вау. Прямо на воде и сверху.
Did you bring your checkbook? That's a
Yeah.
natural follow-up.
Вы, говорит, выбрали себе самый, который дом понравился. Книжку, говорит, с деньгами принесли.
Over here on the right, you can see nestled
Банковскую
in the
книжку.
trees, got the green metal roof and the fireplace.
Ага.
That house was built here in 1933.
Вот
Third
тот
house
дом,
never
говорит,
built
в
on.
1933 году был построен. Вон там он с зеленой крышей. Вот тот или вот этот вот с зеленой крышей какой-то сказал дом. Красотища, красота, ляпота, вон гаражи прямо. Так, а это что за старинный?
Notice there's a wood gazebo built over the water.
Ага,
Above that is where a house used to be, and all you can see left of it is the fireplace back there.
fireplace there, yeah.
So what happened here was this was owned by Max Gardner.
Здесь дом наверху был, там один fireplace остался,
North
говорит.
Carolina for a time, and lived in Shelby, and this was his vacation home.
Vacation.
So he would come out here periodically and
Дом
visit the
раньше
place,
здесь
and
был
then passed
одного.
away in 1947.
В 47
It's
году
remained
этот
in the
мужик
family
умер.
name ever since. However, you can see the house is gone because in 1997 it caught fire and it could not be saved.
В 97-м он
Every one
сгорел,
of these houses
этот дом.
along the lake are very difficult to get to. They're windy and narrow and mountainous, and so I mean barely wide enough for two cars, let alone a big fire truck to get through. So they couldn't be saved. But since 1997,
Сюда дороги
within
очень,
that
говорит,
next year,
узкие,
the town
и
decided
очень
that they needed to have
трудно
their
было
very
достать
own
сюда
fireboat.
на пожарке, и он сгорел.
Fireboat, and bought newer and better stuff over the years. And now today's fireboat sits in a slip over near the dam, and then now they can be anywhere on this lake in 5 minutes or less. When they get there, there's two operators, one to drive the boat, one to operate the equipment. And the equipment operator
А
gets there,
сейчас, говорит,
turns on pump,
пожарники на лодках
the
сюда
base of the boat in the hull,
да,
and
приезжают.
fire as much water out of the deck gun as a fire truck hose. So they can really
Вон
start
еще
to
одни.
water and suppress the fire very quickly.
Вон они пошли. Красота.
This white house you see over here at our 1 o'clock, family bought the property in 2014. And when they did, it had a small cabin on the property in that exact same spot. They wanted to come in and build a great new house right along the shore like the cabin was. The problem is, if you tear down the cabin, now you are part of the same zoning that
В
any other house.
2014 году, говорит, кто-то купил здесь, только кабин был, маленький домик, потом разрушил, говорит, его и построил такое здание здесь.
Renovate the house you have as much as you want. So they ended up tearing everything down except the back corner of the original foundation, and everything built brand new on it, around it, and behind it. And just that piece of foundation was enough to call it a renovation. Nice little loophole. So my favorite house is going to be over here on the right. This big A-frame. Love everything about how high it sits. That wraparound deck. It sits so high, it's going to have a view.
Капитан, говорит, его, говорит, нравится ему дом вот этот вот, который...
The other thing that's really
Вот
cool is
этот вот.
because of the way it's positioned here, it makes its own shade every day of the year, every afternoon. You can sit up there on the top, have your charcuterie board, and not have to get sunburned. If you want to get on the sun, look at this. They've got another deck over the top of their boathouse, so they have a choice. The other thing that's cool is these guys like to party. You see they've got their little cabana over here that operates as a full wet bar, and their little palm tree for
Да,
ambiance.
красивенький, да?
And I tell you this, come 4th of July, there's going to be dozens of scantily dressed people out here enjoying the heck out of that bar. Now, also what you see, they've got their very own river that goes into a waterfall. My friends, come back this fall. It is absolutely
Ух ты.
beautiful to watch the salmon run right up there and spawn.
Даже свой водопадик есть. Поехали! Красотища! Красота! Ляпота! Капитан там восклицает: иха! Скорость набрал. О! Ай да красота! Ай да ляпота! Рыбачит мужичок. Вон домик классный.
All right, my friends, let's recap here for a second. As I mentioned, the family bought 8,000 acres to build this lake. Everything around you that you can see and underneath the surface was included in that purchase. Now, beneath us was a little town called Buffalo, North Carolina. It was primarily a farming town. Also did some gold mining here. And the town used to be kind of over here along the right side because the river ran through there and everybody would build near the river. So there'd be 20 to 30 homes through here. There would be a school, a church, and a general store. Now, everybody that sold had to get themselves relocated before the impoundment of the lake. Start filling it with water, okay? When I say they relocated, I don't mean that they just emptied the closets and the kitchen cabinets. They took the house. They took the whole thing. Building materials were hard to come by, so they would actually disassemble the entire thing, move it to wherever it was they were going, and reassemble. Now, one of those families was named Ledbetter. They also happen to own the general store here, and as a part of their business, in 1917, bought a delivery truck. It was a Rio Speedwagon, kind of like the band, but not. And so they would buy that for $1,400 and use it for delivery. You know how to build a house placed so
Вот этот капитан говорит, вот этот дом был построен в 1926 году. Первый дом здесь.
I am open to theories. Huh? Architect, they build houses, they don't know where to put them.
С гаражом уже, смотри, лодку, чтобы загонять
There's
туда.
no satellites. 20 feet this side of that house is 30 feet of water.
Just got lucky.
I think it was maybe luck, but I think there could have been an
Красотища,
informant,
да?
time travel. You know what I mean?
Красотища.
Yeah.
Sure.
Держимся. Скоростушка такая. Опа! Красота.
So these houses in front of us are sitting on a 7-acre island. You see the bridge over there to the right. Obviously, when
Качает.
the lake was formed, there was no bridge.
Лодку качает, так что
In fact,
поймать
Dr. Morse
плоховато.
didn't even realize he was going to have an island. It was just a happy accident, right?
Да, вот такой вот.
So he saw this though as another opportunity because remember he's a bit of a visionary. It took him all those years to get this thing put together, and the only amenity was here was the inn.
Такая
over by the marina
красотища
where we
есть.
came out of. So he looked at this and said, "All right, I'm going to build a luxury marina on this side, and we're going to put it on this island." Man, that was exciting. So he ended up hiring a surveyor, and the two of them rowed their little wooden boat out to this far right side edge of the island. The closer they got to it, the more it appeared as though the surface of the island was moving. By the time they put the boat ashore, they had discovered that it was covered in rattlesnakes and copperheads that got forced up off the bottom of this valley as the water rose, and they all got trapped there.
Пытаюсь
I find
поймать.
that problematic, my friends. I don't like snakes. There's only one good kind of snake, in my opinion. That's right. So now he had a predicament.
Там мостик,
here.
вон,
So
смотри.
he ended up running some ads in local newspapers, offering a $500
между
reward to anybody that
скалами,
gets snakes
между
off the
горами
island.
там мостик.
Crickets. He heard crickets. Nothing. Nobody responded. Until 4 months later, a local farmer paid him a visit. Said, "Look, Dr. Morris, my family and I have lived in this area for generations, and we raise pigs. And I can tell you what we know is that they are really good at killing and eating snakes. I think if you give me a year, we
Замок,
can get all
вон,
these
Санька говорил,
snakes
скорее
off your
всего, он
island."
тот замок, наверное.
All right, hadn't had anything better to think about, so he agreed. A few days later, the farmer came back out to that same point. He had 3 piglets in tow and released them on the island. Well, now that year came and went, and so the doctor and the farmer got together once again and made their
Вот
way
это
out by
замок
rowboat to
какой-то
that end
там.
of the island. Now, I will tell you, they were extremely
Друган мой
nervous.
Санька говорил, что замок. Санька или Леша, или Эдик.
So they got to the
Кто-то
island and
говорил,
then
что
began
замок, наверное,
very
про вот этот
cautiously
вот.
walking to this
Вон
other
он
end.
какой
I mean,
красивый.
when I say cautiously, they only
Wow.
had one view in their mind. It was on the ground to
Вот
make
это
sure
да.
they didn't step on a venomous surprise. They got about halfway down, hadn't run across any snakes, were starting to feel pretty good. Then got all the way down here, they didn't see a snake anywhere. Oh my God, they were happy. High fives, backslapping, joke telling. And the farmer got
Красотища.
paid his $500 right here at the end of this island. Well, now that they're walking their way back to the other end to get back in the boat, they didn't have to worry about where they were stepping. And so their eyes were a little more in tune with the rest of their surroundings and had discovered another problem has transpired. Those 3 piglets were so well
Красиво,
nourished
да?
over the last year, they not only grew, but they multiplied, and now there were 12
Как
300-pound hogs back
такое
here.
пропустить? Как не прокатиться,
Now,
да? Такой
Look, you're not gonna
тур
talk
сделать
300-pound
обязательно
pig
надо
to get
было нам,
into your
потому мы и
rowboat.
поехали. А то
However,
они
Dr. was
рассказывают,
much
друзья
smarter about this one, got
рассказывают,
figured out
такое
very
красиво
quickly. He held
проехать. Но я
Lake
думаю,
Lur's first ever
надо
barbecue
проехать,
pig picking
посмотреть.
right here on Pig Island.
Wow.
There you go.
Так, скоростлюшку добавляем.
Now, just take a right-hand turn, and the channel will go right down the center here. Before it got to that
Вон
far
такой
shore,
домик, смотрите,
it's
тоже
another
еще.
left and about 200 yards
Так,
that direction.
шатает
It's the
немножко,
location of the
качает.
dam. If you want a better view of it, we don't go down there. It's just not much to look at. But you can come out Memorial Highway about 10 minutes and turn left on
Вот
Buffalo
такой
Shoals. You can
красивенький.
actually park there and take a look at it yourself. Sunset Cove is where Dr. Morse and his wife Elizabeth actually came up with the name of the lake. They used to come down here to watch the sunsets and talk about how to get people here. And lure was a word they commonly used to say, how are we going to lure people to our new lake? And
Lure
it just stuck. They ended up naming it Lake Lure.
называется.
And because they loved
Lake
coming down here
Lure.
to watch the sunsets, they named this
Lake
Sunset Cove.
Lure.
Now I'm about to show you a
Это он
view
рассказывает тоже,
that
как оно
National
произошло.
Geographic called the $1 Million View as they named
Название
Lake Lure one of
этого,
the top 10 most beautiful man-made lakes in the country.
Лейка,
I'm
этой
going to put this view
речки.
off of your left shoulder right about now.
Не речки, а
Now, when
озеро.
I say things like that, that
Так,
should trigger
ну-ка,
a
что
response
там?
from you to take pictures. All right, take a look at this beautiful setup right here. I'm going to give you some landmarks to take a look at, okay? So in the center, that valley is the Hickory Nut Gorge. That's where the Broad River runs in. And then, if you take
Так,
your
с этой
eyes and go
стороны
up to
смотрим.
the left, where the mountain then turns to
Красоту.
granite face, on the right side of that granite, right now you should be able to see Chimney Rock with the flag on top of it.
Ага.
It's just like a stone pillar.
Chimney, yeah.
Can you see it? Anyone?
Chimney Rock is
Okay.
right
Yep.
there somewhere.
All right, now if you take your eyes and draw a horizontal line from that Chimney Rock all the way over here to now these
Вон он,
next 5
вон там.
mountains, I want you to see in your mind's eye
Вон
some
там
interesting
Chimney Rock.
profile, okay? The first 2 mountains, I want you to see a buffalo lying there facing to the left, with the first mountain being the head and then the humped shoulders. Little profile of a buffalo. Can you guys kind of see that? Just those first 2. Now the next 3 more gently rounded mountains,
Горы, говорит,
you
какие-то
might be able to
похожи
see
на
the
Баффало,
profile
на Баффало,
of a
говорит,
sleeping
похож.
lady lying on her side facing us, with the head, shoulders, and hips. Now both of these
А
2
там где-то, говорит,
landmarks were
женщина лежит,
identified
как
over
будто выглядят
200
горы,
years
как
ago
будто женщина
by the
лежит.
eastern band of the Cherokee Indians. That buffalo has had a great deal of influence on naming things around this area for a long time. The town that was under here I mentioned to you was called Buffalo. The road that leads past the dam is called Buffalo Shoals. It becomes Buffalo Creek Road as it gets down here near the end of the resort. And of course the Buffalo Creek Road is naturally running alongside Buffalo Creek. There you go. All right, my friends, now you got some great pictures. You know some cool stuff about Lake Lure. Your friends are going to think you're so cool.
No, yes, we are.
All right, we're going to head to Rumbling Ball Bay now.
Okay. Вот замок красивый.
The captain, that's my favorite one.
Yeah, that's a beast, isn't it?
Yep.
17,000 square feet.
17 тысяч square feet, говорит, это здание.
You don't like us talking about that. But, you know, what I meant for you to say is it's not anonymity.
That's a nice one.
It's based on trust than any more than 50 locations.
Nice. Он даже ни слова про тот дом не сказал, говорит, они, говорит, им не нравится, если мы про их дом будем говорить. 17 тысяч скверфит у них домик. Так, водичка брызгает, чтобы на камеру не набрызгала бы. Вот так вот. Красотища. What's missing?
Houses.
Yeah.
There you go.
There's one right there.
No, that's out past the cove, so that's a different area.
Что говорит,
So,
мы
in
потеряем, говорит, домов,
1936,
говорит,
a guy moved
здесь
here by the
нету.
name of Lee Powers, and wanted to help invest in the area
Домов,
and
говорит,
resume
почему-то здесь
developing after
нету.
the Depression. First thing he did is he bought just under 200 acres that you see right
Yeah,
here in
начал
front of us.
рассказывать, почему
His
здесь
whole
домов
goal
нет.
was to keep that as a wildlife sanctuary. Well, when he passed away, he left it to his oldest daughter, Martha Jane Powers, and she was very much on board with that very same thing. She was born and raised and died here. She died in 2017. Now her plan was a good one, to try to maintain it a wildlife sanctuary. She split it up into a almost 90-acre parcel and then two 55-acre parcels. Put them each into their own irrevocable trust, which means when you have stipulations, they can never be changed. Well, their stipulations were don't develop, don't sell. Well, when she passed away, in her will, she left a 90-acre parcel to the
Друзья,
Nature Conservancy
чтобы
in Durham, North
огромное видео
Carolina.
не было,
The other two
я
were
несколько
left to
выложу,
her
поделю и
nephew
несколько
that live
выложу,
in
хорошо?
Tennessee. They all still are deeded on
А
here,
то одно
and this is
длинное
never going
сильно
to change.
получится, наверное.
And I'll tell you, with the ever-growing bear population that we have here, something else that occurred in 2007 when the state took over 1,000 acres of chimney rock, it ended all hunting. Well, now the bear population is like getting to out of control proportions, and we're having very regular, unfortunate exchanges between smart bears and dumb humans. Just in the last week, I've had 3 times the bears would come to my house, get on my upper deck, and scare the bejesus out of me at 4:30 in the morning. They go knock on the door or the window on the wall, and they wouldn't leave. I wanted to leave; they didn't want to leave. Finally, got it to leave. But the point is, if you're staying here, don't leave any garbage outside, folks. Make sure you lock your cars because they will get in, and it will destroy your car. It's become a big enough issue that the U.S. Wildlife Service has asked that I actually read a short statement for every tour that I take out. The U.S. Forest Service has officially advised against sacrificing your slower friends in a bear attack, even if the friendship has run its course. There you go.
Говорит, что и медведи здесь водятся, и если оставляешь машину, они могут залезть в машину тебе. Медвежата.
The town is advising you all to please take as many home as you like.
Красота, красота. Ля-ля-ля.
Now at our 1 o'clock over here on the right, you're going to see a green boathouse with the red furniture on the dock. Y'all see that?
Yeah.
You notice that brown platform above that?
Вот про этот говорит.
So these folks, until recently, had a female mannequin that they had named Ginger, dressed in a teeny-weeny bikini with her arm raised perched up there as if she was waving at the boaters going by. And guess what? Every fool that drove by thought she was real and waved back, including this one. They would change periodically what she was wearing and the pose she was in. And of course, over 4th of July, they had to put her in the Stars and Stripes teeny-weeny bikini. Now, tragically, however, 2 years ago, somebody kidnapped Ginger. So, if you're around town and you happen to run across a bikini-clad mannequin, please bring her back.
Там, говорит, на порче стояла кукла, говорит, одетая в этот самый как сказать, ну, в купальнике одетая кукла, и как будто всем махала. И кто проходил на лодках, говорит, махали ей, думали, что это она машет им. И говорит, не так давно кто-то, говорит, стащил.
Alright, check out this house, its own beach and a little waterfall. That is actually an infinity pool, so that when you are in the pool, the reflection created with the water flowing over gives you the illusion as if you're actually swimming out here in the lake. Now, why do you need to have a swimming pool that makes you feel like you're swimming in the lake when you can go down and swim in the lake? Now, if it makes you feel any better,
Красотища тоже.
the owner of the monstrosity owns this too.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, my friends, we have a little game show here in Lake Lure. Today's topic is fishing Lake Lure. All right, I'm going to ask you a series of increasingly difficult questions. Should you get the answer correct, this nice lady is going to give you $1.
Oh.
All right, question number 1, please. Name.
Еще немножко хорошеньких домов. Скорость хорошая. Домики хорошие. Ветерок хороший. Смотрите, горы какие. По волнам прыгаем. вот мы и возвращаемся, уже почти подходим к причалу.
The river brings in a lot of sand, especially after a storm. And if we did nothing about it, this would eventually become just a big island or a sandbar, and we would not be able to navigate through here at all.
О,
So periodically,
Тетушка с
they come out and
ребенком,
measure the
смотри.
depth of the water. And if it gets too shallow, this thing gets turned on, and come out here
Слушай,
and
не
wherever it needs
боится же с
to, turn
ребенком.
up the sand off the bottom, and then run it up the shore about a half a mile and put it on the shore. And they'll take it, let it dry a little bit, they'll roll it
Так,
and
вон
stuff,
выходят оттуда.
hauled away later,
Пантунчик.
and the process just continues. It's an ongoing thing, and it ain't cheap. So, my friends, it's good that the child has a life vest on,
Я.
but it's not good if the saving person doesn't. Everybody needs to be wearing it.
Хорошо говорит, что у ребенка, говорит, жилет есть спасательный, а у который спасать будет нету. У матери нету жилета. Совсем неразумно.
My friends, as I had mentioned earlier, this is Morse Marker on your right. If after you're done with the tour, you'd like to take a little stroll around here and stretch the legs, it's very pretty. It's about a mile of pathway all the way around it.
Вон
Paved and
флаг,
flat.
видишь, вот
Over
это
here on the
вот
right
чимний
is
рак
some
вот
little
этот.
wetlands area, and you might get lucky enough
Она
to
как
see
труба
some
и
nesting,
похожа,
wood
чимни, это
ducks.
труба же.
There's a pond over here that the
Вон,
clerk
смотрите,
likes
вот
to
это
hang out in and get a little frisky.
чимний рак,
And
вон
also
она.
as a quick, gentle nudge.
Вот он,
Good
чимний
place to
рак.
come find you some geese as they go.
Труба, чимни, труба.
Now, directly in front of
Как
us
труба выглядит.
is the Озеру Люр Inn and Spa that was opened
Труба
up in
камень называется,
1927 by
камень
Dr.
труба.
Morse. They've had a lot of notable guests there. They stayed there
И
over
там
the years,
люди вон там
including,
тоже залазят туда на эту чимни рак.
F. Scott Fitzgerald. Let's see, FDR came here on the campaign trail. Woo, got a fish. My favorite time of the year is coming up, my friends.
Вот, наверное,
And then let's see, who
с
else is
милю,
here?
наверное, от меня, и
Let's
вот
see,
это приближал
we
я
had
чимни
Jim
рак.
Carter and his wife Rosalind
Людей
spent
там.
time here in 1946. And of course, the cast and crew of Dirty Dancing stayed
Так.
here during the filming. In fact, if any of you feel swooned when I say the name of Patrick Swayze, you can stay in the same room he slept in, but get your name on the wait list early because it'll take a year before it gets to the top. Now our beach opens up in a
Вон
couple
там
weeks
люди.
for Memorial Day weekend and will stay open through Labor Day. For $10, you can come down and frolic in the sand or swim in the lake. Over on the right side, there is a water park. You can have water balloon fights.
Понравилось,
You
да?
can go down these water slides
Ну
there.
вот, видишь,
You can also rent
дедушка
let's see,
прокатил вас.
kayaks, canoes, and paddleboards. You notice here on the right,
Если
we
бы
have a little
дедушка не
red
прокатил бы, дядя вас не
that the town
прокатил бы.
owns, and rents that out for such popular
Если
events
бы
as
дедушка
weddings,
денежки ему
like
не
every
заплатил,
weekend.
то бы никуда бы не
And
поехали.
I
Так и
would
сидели
like
бы
to
на
see 'em a
лавочке
little
там.
earlier in the day so I can photobomb every time I go by. But one coming up. Well, my friends, it has been a sincere pleasure having you on board. I hope you had fun, you learned a little bit, and otherwise just felt entertained.
Great, thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
Good job. I want to take you down on this plane.
Thank you. Don't stop. I mean, stop.
That's a good boat driver there.
It's my first day.
Это, говорит, мой первый день, говорит. Шутник, капитан.
All right, in my former life, I was an airplane pilot, so let's see if we can land safely today.
Раньше, говорит, на самолете летал, и сейчас, говорит, посмотрим, если мы можем приземлиться хорошо, говорит. Без проблем.
Is this your first time to Lake Lord?
Yes, my mom. Yeah,
Cool.
beautiful.
We picked a great day.
Yeah.
Мгм.
I remember in the 80s, it's been there for a while.
What's that?
I remember the 80s, this here was a little bit wild.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
Ну вот, и вернулись. И вон там еще домик один наверху. Вот такой.
You like it?
Все. Подходим к причалу. Ну вот. Прекрасненький был тур.